living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Iwer Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Champlain, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
Grand uprising, my people. Grand uprising. Grand rising. God's morning. Good morning, everyone. Blessed morning, Trinidad and Tobago. The entire nation. And everyone that is listening within the sound of my ear, I sincerely wish you all the best. Stop searching for who you already are. You're not going to find it. I want you to process that for a little bit. Stop searching for who you already are. You'll never find it. And that's our downfall. And may I remind you, it's because of the upper echelon, the narrative that's been out there that have us the way we are now. Programmed and engineered ignorance. Stop searching for who you are. You're already that. Go within. One day at a time. Instead of trusting your fear, start trusting your vision. Let that land. Good morning again, Trinidad and Tobago. Blessed morning. Good morning to my Dollar Ford people. Grand uprising to you all. Hope all is well. Wishing you sincerely all the best. My Dollar Ford people. We got to keep it together in Dallas way. We got to keep it together. So good morning again. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Blessings to everybody. Wow. This morning is a special morning. You know, I'm always up early. I was up this morning like 2:30, reading, meditating, praying. This keeps me going. This keeps me going, and I want to just bring this in so that everybody understands this. We all come from dysfunctional families. Every single one of us. Let me repeat that again. We all came or come from dysfunctional family. What that means? We are all a work in progress. Do not allow the negative, jumbie, wicked, nasty attitude of others to keep us apart from others. We got to do this together. If you look at a rope that anchors a ship, those nylon rope, it's thin interwoven pieces of line that you can just pull one and pop it. But because they are interwoven together, they create enormous amount of strength. We need to copy the very things that are in front of us daily, because the truth is hidden right in front of all of us. Why am I saying this? Why am I saying this? Because it's all interwoven with what I try to do on platforms such as this platform, and every Wednesday. Process that again. So good morning again, Trinidad and Tobago. This is your boy, Mr. Johnson, a.k.a. RJ, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at 92 East Drive in Champlain. I bring you perspective, and perspective. There are no chronic diseases on the face of this earth that cannot be healed. Ladies and gentlemen, before I go on, I want you to process this very carefully. I want you to understand this carefully. When did food separate from medicine? When did food and medicine become two different entities? When did that happen? And this is what I keep saying to you guys. You have to look at the narrative and how that narrative benefits you. Because 99.9% of the narrative, the protracted narrative, benefits the upper echelon. It has nothing to do with you, and then we fight against one another. And you know why I'm saying this? Here it is. When you vote for, and watch me, I don't want nobody calling in here for no politics stuff. I just saying because I have the mic, I have the right to give my opinion. I don't have a right to my own set of facts, but I definitely have the right to my own set of opinion. So I like to voice 1 or 2 little minutes when I give this, but I don't want my show to be a political show, because anyone calling with any political stuff, I'm not going to take it. All right, so I just want you to know. But let me put this in the perspective for a little bit. For my not so humble opinion, when we vote, we employ politicians. We employ you. They twist it and act like they employ us. Folks, the strength is with us. We talk too much. We oscillate between dormant and explosive, and I always say this. We oscillate between dormant and explosive. We make noise for the things we ain't supposed to make noise for. We stay quiet. So therefore, we stay quiet when we are supposed to make noise, and when we're supposed to make noise, and when we're supposed to stay quiet, we make noise. We oscillate between dormant and explosive. We need to back up on that a little bit. When we vote because we employ you. But your capricious, pompous, pious attitude leads us down a different road. And what we do, we acquiesce to such. Our voting modus operandi has to change. Our collective motive in collectively how we vote must change. That is the only way things going to change, because it ain't going to change. You will never change. Here's the deal. Religion and politics, this may shift some people. They're not separate. Two heads on the same beast. I'm going to leave that right there. Folks, improve who you are. The kingdom of God is within you. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. All right. Blessed morning again, Trinidad and Tobago. $4 people, we got to fix Dallas. We got to fix Dallas. We got to do some things. Snipes, Dave Ferguson, all the brothers up in the place, we got to do something, bro. We got to do something. So good morning again, Trinidad and Tobago. Blessed morning to everyone. Scrappy, good morning to you, man. Wax Dog, what's happening? Everybody, good morning. Booba, wagwan. Good morning. I'm going to get into that little stuff just now when I talk about this stuff about when did food and medicine became two different entities. When did that happen? And how did that happen? But we believe that they are. Hence the reason 93% of the people on the face of this earth are metabolically ill. Because it seems like a fashion show that we have to be ill. It seems like a fashion show that our body missing a drug. It seems like a fashion show that there's salvation in vaccines. Or they get together, you know. Think. All right. We got to do what we got to do. Check me out on Facebook. I think I'm pumping live on Facebook and on YouTube. I'll check my phone just now to see who's hanging on, who's hanging with me. But blessed morning again. Good morning to our police department. Busy out there. Busy like bee. Freedom. I want to say this. We were created with unalienable rights. Those rights cannot be given to us, nor can it be taken away from us. It just is. It was given to us by our Creator, infinite intelligence, source energy, God, whatever you want to call that. Our inalienable rights. And that's the right to be human. And true power doesn't come with who you hang out with, where you live, how much money you have, what kind of car you drive, your status, who people you geographically where you live, and all that kind of stuff. True power ain't coming from that, man. True power is how little the outside noise can shift your internal kingdom. Let that one land again. So good morning again, everybody. Blessed morning to you. Blessed morning. Mr. Jason Matthew, good morning to you, my brother. Blessings. The police department again, blessed morning to you. The licensing division, blessed morning to you as well. Yeah. Officer Jones, good morning, sir. Blessed morning. Coast Guard, good morning. Airport Police, good morning. Our regiment, good morning. Our Coast Guard, blessed morning. The brothers on the road, good morning. Those who hustling your PH, blessed morning to you too. The Maxi, good morning. Champion, Mr. Niceness, good morning. Blessed morning to everybody. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Yeah. Good morning, Beverly. And good morning. Let me jump on the phone and see some of the people who's hanging with me. Well, thank you. Good. Good morning, Seema. Blessed love. Hi. Good morning, my nephew. Josiah, uncle of you. Good morning. How are you, my brilliant nephew? How you doing this morning? I hope all is well. Josiah, love in the house. Good morning. And good morning to Mr. and Mrs. Josiah. Blessed love to you, man. Beautiful people. My entire family, good morning, good morning, good morning. Wax Dog, love in the house. Orchard, Delight Orchids, good morning to you. Blessings, love in the house. Always locked on, listening and always. Good morning, Orchids. Good morning. Blessed morning, Mrs. Spencer. Mrs. Spencer, good morning to you. How are you this morning? Hope all is well. Good, Miss Gettins, good morning. How art thou? Hope you well. Good morning, Miss Nicole Huggins. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing fantabulously fantabulous. And yes, let's see. My boy Chris. Chris, send me the Facebook link too. So you send me the YouTube. If you can, ship me over with the Facebook link. I would sincerely appreciate that. Good morning, Alima. Good morning. Hope all is well. Blessed love. Blessed love. Blessed love. Let me jump into some stuff this morning. I'm going to talk about when did food and medicine become two different entities. Let me start with this first. I hope a lot of people understand what habituation is. When we habituate to something, I'm going to give you a scenario. I spoke about this before, but I'm going to give it to you again. If you walk into a bar that is soundproof, I'm using a soundproof bar. It means when you walk in there, all you're dealing with is the air that is in there. Whatever the AC is in there, you're not dealing with any outside vent except the secret ones that's there to deal with the kitchen and that kind of stuff. So you walk in a bar. When you walk in that bar, let's say you have 100 people in there. Right? 50 of those people are smokers. You walk in, as soon as you walk in, you will be drowned with that smoke scent. Boom. Spend 10, 15, and 20 minutes in there, you forget in there smell like smoke. I want you to track me for a little bit here because I'm making a point here. Stay with me. 10 to 15, 20 minutes, you ain't smelling no smoke no more. An hour, well, now self you become part of the crew. Ain't nobody in there smoking. You understand what I'm saying? Come outside to get some breeze. You spend a little 5 minutes outside and you walk back. As soon as you bust that door, smoke again. Rest that down for a little bit. Right. That is the process I'm talking about habituation. You see, you're in there for so long, you forget the smoke and you forget the smoke is killing you. You forget it's killing you. In the meanwhile, there is a deleterious effect on your biochemistry. Definitely. It don't know maybe, but if no ends about that, because that smoke coming out from all kind of people breath. Plus what's in it. You understand what I'm saying? To tie it up, what's in it as well. That's habituation. Well, here what's going on. It's the very thing that happens to us when we continue to eat certain ultra-processed foods unaware, taking certain medication unawares and thinking we are going to get better. As a matter of fact, there are tons and tons of people, and I can say this emphatically, implicitly, without a shadow of a doubt. I can say this. There are tons of people that are on medication. The more medication that they take, the sicker they become, and they still wouldn't get off it. I say that without apologies. But I do say it with a humane spirit. Because you see, when you don't know that you don't know, and you didn't know that you didn't know, you will continue on a road where it answers equal engineered ignorance and programming. Meanwhile, you're dying. So for those of you who don't understand that foods are medicine, and your medicine is your food, you dangerously lack a viewpoint of knowledge. This is where Mr. Johnson comes in. This is where Mr. Johnson comes in. If you sense in confidence, you might misconstrue the confidence for him being arrogant or pompous. That's fine too. That's okay. Everybody relates on their own level of consciousness. So everybody's not going to see things the same way. It's just the way it is. That's just the way life is. Everybody see things differently. If I give some people, and I'm saying this because I want to tie this in with certain supplementation. As you all will know, most people probably doesn't know, minerals are not vitamins, and vitamins are not minerals. There's a difference. Again, that's where Mr. Johnson comes in. And I put those things synergistically. If I take 50 people, and I give those 50 people, the exact recipe, and I want them to make sour cherry wine, somebody wine coming out the best, in spite of the fact that they had the same recipe. One, in terms of how it would be, the person who's going to clean them up or win, it will depend on how they store it, the spiritual love they put into it, and a whole bunch of stuff. What I'm saying is one size do not fit all. That's what I'm trying to say. And all supplements do not carry the same MGs or MCG. That's where Mr. Johnson come in. Selectively putting together raw materials in a synergistic way. So, what Mr. Johnson is trying to tell you, there isn't a single chronic disease on the face of this earth that invades the human body that cannot be healed. And if you give the human body the right amount of raw materials synergistically, the body is going to heal itself. It will heal itself. I am going to preach this until it eventually hits home. And this is what I keep talking about when I say people habituate. We habituate the protracted narrative that doesn't benefit us, period. Period. It doesn't benefit us, but we wallow in it because somehow there's a sense of belonging. There's a sense of feeling comfort, and there's a sense of feeling safe, but we cannot face the truth. And I always bring we into the equation because I'm never going to separate myself from my people. We are all humans together. We. And it's the reason I occupy a platform like this. This passion that inside of me to help my people will never ever go away. So in spite of what people may think of me and say, me and business, nothing but that. And I urge you to do the same thing. Don't care nothing about what people think or say. It has nothing to do with you. What people think about you is what they think of themselves. That has nothing to do with you. When people project, it's because there are issues. It has nothing to do with you. You just learn. Learn how and when to react and when to respond. The best thing to do is always to be careful and then you respond. Because reaction will always get you in trouble. I could tell you that. This is personal experience talking here. Because I tell you sometimes I have zero tolerance for some idiocy that I see. and I go from 0 to 100. But let's understand this. Let me just say this again. Perfection is a moving target, folks. It never work. It don't have such thing on the face of this earth. Perfection is a moving target. Think about what you think about people. Let me move on. The idea of separating our food from medicine and using something else as medicine other than our food cause us to suffer today, cause our toe to get chopped off, our foot to be amputated, get blind, polycystic ovarian syndrome, fibroids, and the list goes on and on and on and on. And let me tell you something. I'm not talking about injury here, because all of us can get injured. And even in that dispensation, we have to be careful how we heal, because food will heal us. But what I'm saying is that when you are importing certain type of foods into your body, and you have the temerity to look a man like me in my face and say, well, where else I go eat? I go tell you what else you should eat. When you have the temerity to tell me that eating healthy is expensive, I'm going to tell you what is expensive. So let me tell you what to eat. I will leave out that part. Let me tell you what is expensive. Try sickness. And you tell me which one is more expensive. Because you see, we like to make up these stories. We like to justify our excuses because we want to stay in the habituation. We want to stay in that station where we habituate consistently consistent. That gets us in trouble. We feel we can eat whatever we want, how we want, and then we talk about, well, everything in moderation. I don't know where they get that talk from, but everything in moderation. But you all need to drop that nonsense. Everything in moderation is just like the cow jump over the moon, the dish run away with the spoon, the little dog start to laugh, ha ha ha. And you buy that too. Everything in moderation. Another thing that is a problem for most folks, they lower the way in which they eat. They lower, let's say they go to smaller portion. So they said, I'm going to cut my calories this. I'm going to cut my calorie this. Here's the deal. We've been given an advice for decades. Decades. I would say century. And that advice is eat less, lower your calories, and you're going to be okay. If you look around, people still following that. Watch good and tell me if that is okay. Because you see, the eating less and watching calories is on boxes with ultra-processed foods. Boxes with ultra-processed food. You could eat as little as you want. You could take a food out of a box with 0.00 calories, right? Out of a box. An ultra-processed food is skyrocketing your insulin level. Well, they process that for a bit. You want to prove me wrong? Look around. Oh, look at a lot of people who say they're vegetarian, who, in my view, have no clue what the meaning or definition of a vegetarian is all about. I won't be a vegetarian because I don't want to be one. And I'm not against anybody who chooses to be a vegetarian. All I'm saying is that you being a vegetarian, look at your biochemistry. You being a vegetarian, look at your health. Don't argue with me. Argue with what you see in the mirror and argue with how you feel. Don't have no time with me. Because you're missing the point. You're going to get emotional on me and we ain't going on that road. Because if we descend into that rabbit hole, only me coming back out. Because you see, I'm not going to be arguing with you and arguing with something that I know is going to create a problem for you in your biochemistry. And I'm not going to get drawn out to answer questions that I don't know nothing about. That ain't going to happen to me, never will. It never happen. All I'm saying is this. A lot of people eat these processed foods, little calories, they work out all the time, and no results. You're looking at people who call themselves vegetarian, extended stomach, big waistline that measure more than the actual height. That is no joke. These are the people I want to give my advice to. Do not get caught up in the illusion of inclusion. When you go to the grocery store, be careful how you spend that hard-earned money walking out with your cart full of box food. Set up box food and you're going home with that and make grocery. Stop it, please. Right now, I'm irritating people talking like this because truth will always shift you. Always. Regardless of what you see in the mirror, regardless of how you feel when you wake up in the morning, regardless of how you feel when your feet can't touch the ground without pain, regardless of all that, you're going to get mad at me because I talk like this. What are we doing, folks? What are we doing? We can make simple choices. Yes, simple choices. On a daily basis, we can make those choices, one step at a time. How we choose to live daily, the choices we make daily with our health, those little choices are what will answer equal how our heart, our kidney, our liver, and our bladder is going to be down the road. You think my brothers and them out there who suffering with prostate just incorporate prostate? Folks, let me remind you all again. Let me remind you. They will tell you again, well, he had prostate because his father had prostate. And then his daddy had prostate. So it's genetics. Back up and ease up, Mr. Johnson, with that narrative. Because that narrative suits one fraternity. Big Daddy Farmer. So let Mr. Johnson walk you through this and educate you, if I may. And I hope you can open your heart and mind to this. You don't inherit a gene from your dad, grandpa, because they had prostate and you have it. No. There is no gene coded for that. And let me go back before I go forward. The entire human genome has been mapped. You can research it yourself. The entire human genome has been mapped, which means all the doctors out there are supposed to know that. Supposed to know that. And I spell the word supposed in black letters. Which means you are supposed to let me know when I come to you with a chronic ailment what gene I inherited from my parents that have me in this position and what chromosome it resides on. If, again, let me repeat this, if for things like beta thalassemia, that's genetic. Can't do much about that. It's genetics. Prostate, diabetes, fibroids. Oh, just stop it, please. You cannot inherit no prostate because a brother come in and tell me that dotish talk. Sorry, dotish. I don't like to use that word at all. No. It's just not radio worthy to me. I don't like to use it. Stop it, Mr. Johnson. Quit that talk. Bad host. Brother come to me with that imprecise language. Well, I inherited and whatever. Stop. What you inherit is a methylation genes. Your body's ability to refine the raw materials to what you want. Is nothing that goes into the human body. Nothing that goes into the human body. Nothing goes in the same. There is a conversion in your body. There's a conversions that need to be had. The body knows what it needs. It's not the badge, it's what the badge becomes. It's not the eggs and it's what they become. The conversion has to be had. When that conversion is had, if you cannot refine, if you do not have that capacity to refine that material, which is called a methylation genes, methylation has nothing to do with genetics, period. If you cannot refine it, you have a problem. And what causes a lack of methylation? Another lack of essential nutrients. The lion's share of essential nutrients for the human body are minerals. Period. Talk done. Don't even go to debate that because that's the truth. Minerals don't come from plants. Minerals does not come from plants. It comes from the earth. And let me repeat myself. If the earth is conducive with the bacteria, that is conducive, the bacteria suck up the mineral in the plant. We eat the plant or we eat the animal that eat the plant. Talk done. but it's the lion's share of essential nutrients for the human body. 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 2 or 3 essential fatty acids, bulletproof biochemistry. You don't believe that because you're running up and down in the doctors all the time, and I'm not telling you medicine do not have a time and place. That is not my argument here. This is not my debate. I am not telling you that. Thank God for lidocaine. Thank God for even the insulin. Thank God for antibiotics. Thank God for penicillin. I am not telling you those things are bad. I am telling you your body don't miss it. Your body don't miss it. If because of the very nutrients you did not take, you catch a pathogen, you catch a virus, then maybe you got to deal with some of those things. That's like 2-3 weeks. And in the interim, you got to come by Mr. Johnson, because I could tell you what type of drug that you're on taking the botanical herb that will cause a contraindications. There are certain herbs. If, for instance, if you're on Lasix, you don't use dandelion. I'm not going to give out all the stuff there. But hear what you just be told. Hear what you will be told by your doctor. Stay away from the herbs. And them taking the herbs. Stay away from the herbs. I tell you again, I'm going to say this again. As much as you guys would want to think I'm sounding arrogant, I want to have a debate with all the doctors. Come and shift my narrative. I want it bad, so bad I could taste it. And this is not being boastful. This is me telling you guys, you all need to stay in your lane while other people stay in their lane. Show some respect for men who are practice herbalists, medicine. Have some respect rather than dogging them, because this is like saying the only real dog is a German Shepherd, and all the rest of dogs are alternative dogs. It's the same narrative that's been pumping out. Y'all need to have some respect. I am not against doctors and nurses. Trust me, I always say this. But you got to have some respect. Don't be talking about herbs, this and that. If you feel that way about herbs, then you should not eat food. You shouldn't eat no food, period, whatsoever, because that's where it comes from. It's a repetitive cycle. If you want to debate on that, I can give you that as well, too. It's a repetitive cycle all the time. So if you feel that strongly, about botanical herb and telling people stay away from the herb, if you feel that strongly, don't eat no food. Eat your drugs every day. We need to have some respect for one another, and making outlandish comments about herbalists and all that stuff. Come on, listen, I don't have no fear. No. I respect everybody. I fear none. And at the end of the day, this is the point. I am on this platform to educate my people who perish by lack of knowledge. That's why I'm here. We have 40 trillion cells in our body. Every single one of those cells cannot operate without essential nutrients, minerals, and vitamins and essential fatty acids. No way, because that's what makes it. That's what it's made from. Every day, herbalists getting knocked down with this, with that, and with the other, and wherever. Meanwhile, let me remind everyone out there who are within the sound of my ear, because this is not an opinion. This is not Mr. Johnson trying to pontificate on something he knows nothing about. I urge you to go and research it yourself. Let me remind you, the leading cause of death on the face of this earth is cardiovascular disease. What links to cardiovascular disease? I can walk you right through that and show you that every single essential nutrients, every single death on the face of this earth, every human death can be linked idiopathically to a lack of essential nutrients, which means it's also linked to hypoxia. Every disease you have in your body is because of a lack of oxygen. What will create that oxygen in your body? It can't be no drug. It's going to have to be food. What are botanical herbs? Food, essential nutrients, and minerals. Let me move on. The second is cancer. What causes cancer in the body? Well, cells that mutates. Why would it mutate? Because you lack the environment. You give your body the environment, the reason to create cancer. And therefore, if you have it, you can do the opposite, because the antithesis of what they're telling you is really not the truth. You can shift that environment by eating properly, by completely shifting your diet, and take your botanical herb, do your workout, and then you pray. That cancer going away. That will, because you're changing the environment in which you encourage for the cancer. Once the environment change, it done. Because like I said before, no disease in the human body is idiopathically linked to hypoxia. All of them, all of the stuff in the human body is because of a lack of oxygen. You understand? Greta Bryson, my brother, good morning. Good morning.
Morning. All the best in New Year.
Thank you, my brother.
Yeah, the last time we spoke was last year.
Yeah, last year. It's been a long time, bro.
Long time ago.
Yeah, long time.
Yeah, you know, well, you will check on your phone. I'll send a message, and I just based upon the what you call it, based upon what is your discourse for the day.
Right.
But tell me if I'm correct in what you're saying here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if our body has, let's say, 100 vitamins and minerals that makes up our body, right?
Right.
I'm just speaking as a layman here. And our body lacks 1 or 2, or let's say 5.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and you talk about mutation. Is it that, okay, what is there already? So what the body has, the 95 that is there, will that take over the 5 that is not there? And that is where sometimes you get an adverse effect into your body where things could happen because you are lacking this. And what is existing take over that role and is not doing what it's supposed to do.
Exactly.
So is it that is what taking place in our body?
Absolutely. 100%.
So then at the end of the day, okay, now ginger is good for gas.
Mm-hmm.
So you're feeling bloated. So sometimes I had I used to long time eat ice all 10, 11 o'clock. Yes, it's true fasting and so forth. But I develop gas. So I would eat a ginger, but sometimes it doesn't always work. So I mean, take a mark try. In those areas, like tablets, my mom used to use long. But mark try. So it helps ease the gas. So guys, again, now I'm getting younger. So what my body could have tolerated at 20 that work with the high metabolism, like my son and my children who is between the ages of 22 to 30. I am a 52, so I mean, what I could have endured then, I can't again. So I need supplements. So is it that what you are saying, where we lack something and then we have this mutation and then things deepen? So you can just preview the message. I think you would know who I am. You would know who exactly I am because I'm back. But let's put it that way. Call the name after. We'll call the name when I call you and talk.
All right.
So locked on and listen.
My brother.
Yeah, locked on and listen. How was it?
You too, my brother. My brother, I always knew who you are. That voice is extremely distinct. I always knew who you are. All right? Mr. Santa Cruz, I always knew who you are. And he always come up with some fantastic ideas and stuff like that. This is the deal. This is what I keep saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. I am saying that the human body lacks a particular refining material, and because it doesn't get that material, it expresses itself chronically. You know what? Big Pharma know that. They don't want you to believe that. Let me go back again, because I want to say this. I want to say two things, and I hope I remember what I'm going to say. So your point is well taken, my brother. That's exactly what happened. Point is well taken. So let me go back to the third thing. The second is cancer. The third is doctors. Inept drugs, doctors. Third leading cause of death is allopathic doctors. Don't get mad with Mr. Johnson. Johns Hopkins University, Stanford University did the study. Go and check it out. There was another study that was done in 2000, I think, and there was another study that was done in 2000, either 2019 or 21. Don't hold me to that. They're afraid to publish it. They're afraid to publish it. I'm a people, you know. They're afraid to publish it. And there's some things I could talk on this platform that I would never, ever talk about. Y'all don't know what to say, when to say it, how to say it. Always let your enemy feel like they have a foot on you, because they will become complacent. And then that's when you can roll in. So I'm not advocating nothing. I'm just saying it's called strategic indifference. Think for yourself. Think for yourself. So let me see if I can sort of amplify the question that Mr. Santa Cruz was talking about there. 100%. Look, if you do not have enough essential nutrients in your body to satisfy those 40 trillion cells, the cells are what control. We're in trouble. For those of you who are driving, let me just say this. Your vehicle have a battery, brand new battery, right? All right, that powers your car. But your vehicle also has something called a coil pack. What here we're going on? Let one of that coil pack go on now. You'll see how quickly your vehicle remind you something is wrong. I don't care how new your battery is. When let two go on, you're going to backfire, stall, all kind of how over the place. What's my reason for drawing that parallel? Your mitochondria are the power cells, the powerhouse of your cells. It's in the nucleus of the cells, your mitochondria. That's what drive energy all the time. So when people wake up late in the morning or people feeling tired, your mitochondria is low because the drug you're taking killing that. And you ain't going to get no energy, no time ever soon because none of that going to kick in. None of that going to kick in. And I just want to say something real quick. For the ladies out there who are suffering with anxiety, there are a lot of men too suffering with anxiety. But based on my research, it's more women than men. The flight and fright response, the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system and how it operates. Ladies and gentlemen, let me explain something to you, right? Don't let people fool you and tell you anxiety cannot be dealt with and cured. Anxiety is a lack of serotonin and other means like boron and N-acetylcysteine, adenosine calabramin. It lack those things. That's what your body lack. Let me explain to you why. And for those of you who cannot get your hands, why sometimes you all of a sudden you just sit there good and your heart start to flutter, your head feel like it's going to pop out on you and whatever, and you want to know where that's coming from. Let me explain this to you. I want you to listen very carefully. Let's say you walk in your house. You open your door. As soon as you open the door, you see a man standing there with a pistol in front of you. Two things going on with it. Either I knock you down or I run for my life. You might be so afraid you might drop down there and dead. My point is, what creates that is a real threat. Right? Put that on pause for a little bit. Imagine you are on a beach with your husband or your significant other and your kids, and all of a sudden that exact feeling came on. You're having a good time, no threat, no nothing, you're having a great time, or you're in a hotel room and that's exact feeling come on. Where is that coming from? That is not an external threat. That is not an external threat. That is COMT, catechol or metal transferase. Carries into the bloodstream. These proteins, these catecholamines jump out into your bloodstream and they go on crazy because you do not have enough essential nutrients in your body to control that. Now you go to a doctor. What they give you, SSRIs, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. What does that do? You see, we think so much thoughts because most of the people who suffer with this anxiety cannot control their thoughts. Their mind races like crazy, 100 miles an hour, 1,000 miles an hour. And they can't degrade their thought. They don't have the ability to degrade the thought. It's a missing material. It's hard for people to believe that. Where's it coming from, Jumbie? It ain't no Jumbie, no man, no voodoo man. Stop it. It's not no unseen hand doing anything. It's a lack of essential nutrients. And Mr. Johnson can help you with that because I have tons of people. I wish somebody could call in here that come by me with anxiety, woman, and just say something nice. I wish one of them days gonna come. I help a lot of people with that. Lots. But they give you SSRIs, serotonin reuptake inhibitors. And what that does, they bring the nervous system up, bring the nerve to match the pace of your heart, to match the pace of your mind. Sorry. So it kind of level off. When that going to kick in, never in life. You're always going to be on medication till you're dead. Don't mean to sound blunt, but sometimes you just got to put it out the way it is. Can't do it the way it is. All this is to tell you, a lack of essential nutrients to the human body is a problem. It's the reason why we suffer. And let me remind you guys again, who is looking at me on Facebook or YouTube? This brother is 6 decades, 0.5. Let that sink in. There has to be something that resonates within the very fiber of my being that have me so passionate about wanting to help people when it comes to their health. And I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. Like I said again, I'm not absolute in my narrative. I'm never going to be absolute in my narrative. But I challenge who have a problem with it, come and shift it. I would have more knowledge. And by extension, the people who I'm educating or trying to give this information to will have more knowledge as well, because I'm not absolute. But I welcome that debate any day, especially those who make comments, imprecise language, inept comments about herbalists. We have our lane. This is the reason why I bring up the stuff with the wine. One size don't fit all. In this life, we all need each other to be each other. Without each other, we are not each other. There is no decoder ring with no one person to say this is what you do and I have the answer for it. No, all of us has to be there together. The people who are making the foods need to be more responsible for what they're doing. And all this importation bill that Trinidad and Tobago has, bringing in these poisons, and I said, yes, poisons, this is the deal. And let me just put this in again. When people are making certain comments about, well, it's because of this I'm going to impose this, and it's because of that I'm going to impose that, so that we can save life because Trinidad and Tobago is too lawless. Well, let me just say this one time, because me ain't attacking nobody. I am trying to figure out what that means, and the sincerity of how that reverberates. Because if the intent is to save lives, start with the food we eat in Trinidad and Tobago. Start there with that, because we're going to be healthier. We wouldn't have to worry about that part there, because we'll be paying less for food. And then we'll be able to pay the other stuff that are imposed upon us. Listen, folks, let us be real. Let us be real. Let us come together as one and understand that whatever it is that we are searching for, ain't nobody coming to save us. Whatever we're searching for, it's already in us. We just have to learn to love one another and stop this self-hating, because that's what keeps the upper echelon in power. The self-hate, the dividedness, that's what keeps us apart. Oh boy, this morning, boy, take off my little spectacle here. Ever so often, I put it on more so for style, because I could read without my little spectacle, but sometimes I need it. I keep in my eyes on my stuff there, because a couple of times I get knocked out from my own commercial, and I don't want that to happen. It's kind of abrupt. I'll be talking, and boom, commercial come in. I don't want that to happen this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. My phone numbers are 736-3962. 736-3962. I offer you a free consultation. It's all free. Come, let's sit down and talk. You have an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. If you think you know the answer, leave it for somebody else to come and deal with me. 736-3962, 709-8450. Your boy, Mr. Johnson, herbalist, self-proclaimed herbalist practitioner, and I use the word self-proclaim and bracket that, because no one could take away this gift that was bestowed upon me by my Creator. I'm here for you. I'm willing to walk that road with you. I'm going to give you all the best advice I could, hence the reason I don't charge consultation fee. I don't feel good. It's not comfortable in my being. It's not comfortable in my spirit. I do what I have to do. Okay? And with that said, every beat of my heart, I will try to give you all the information that you possibly can to make your life a better life. Now, I want to ask one question before I get off here. Is the absence of disease good health? Don't wait for no answer with that. The absence of disease is not good health. Good health is the body's ability, your biochemistry ability to knock and pop the neck of any virus that attacks the body. And in order to do that, you got to fortify 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, or 2 or 3 essential fatty acids. This is your boy, Mr. Johnson. Again, I urge you, take care of yourself and each other. In this life, we all need each other to be each other. Without each other, we cannot be each other. The power we have within transcends everything. Nothing is insurmountable. Nothing. And as I say this morning, there's certain passion in my heart. I wish someone will get the lesson. Just one. I'll be okay with that. Until next week, ladies and gentlemen, by the grace of the Creator, this is your boy, a.k.a. Mr. Johnson, Megan!
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Iwer Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Chamfleur, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
Clear the way and turn the volume up to the max. It's time for the Soca Pick of the Day, sponsored by NLCB.